Hi everybody, Scott here with a reply as promised for Alex's Blonde on Blonde discussion thread. First question is it an album that lives up to its hype? Probably more like reputation for an album that's 45 years old. The first Bob Dylan release that I got was actually Biograph, which I'm holding right here. It's a 3 CD set, which I got for Christmas, 1980s, mid-1980s when it was released. And it's a great starter set for Dylan. Not only does it have a pretty good best of collection on it, it also has 18, 19 previously unreleased tracks. So even if you do end up getting the rest of Bob's catalog, you've still got quite a lot of tracks here that you can't get anywhere else. But it does only have 2 Blonde on Blonde tracks on it, plus a live version of Visions of Johanna. So it doesn't really get you into Blonde on Blonde that much. But for years, this was my only Bob that I had. And then getting back to the reputation, okay, Blonde on Blonde has a reputation of being one of the best albums of all time. And so I checked it out. We have a great public library, tons of LPs and CDs that you can check out. And so I checked it out, and on my first listen, it wasn't really an album that really grabbed me. It took me quite a while to warm up to it, a good 10 years or so. And finally, a couple of years ago, I did get the CD of Blonde on Blonde. This is the 2004 remaster. So speaking of the cover art, which is one of the questions, I think, it does have the, I suppose, iconic, slightly out of focus picture of Bob, but it doesn't have the full gatefold artwork, where we hold it vertically. It just has a few other pictures on it, and on the insert, just the songs, another picture of Bob on there. But again, it's one of those slow burner albums that I really began to warm up to in the last couple of years as I've gotten into other Dylan. Probably have a couple dozen of his other releases now since Biograph all those years ago. And okay, next question. Favorite songs? Definitely I Want You has been probably for a long time my favorite song from Blonde on Blonde. I also really like Stuck Inside of Mobile with the Memphis Blues Again, Absolutely Sweet Marie, Visions of Johanna, all great songs. One of Us Must Know, Sooner or Later. And then of course I like all the songs basically. It's just kind of, again, warming up to them over the years here. I know a lot of people's favorite is the epic closing track, Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands. But actually, I prefer, as far as epic Dylan closing tracks go, I would prefer certainly Desolation Row from Highway 61, Highlands from Time Out of Mind, and Ain't Talkin' from Modern Times. I think all like much better as closing tracks. Sad-Eyed Lady is a good long epic closing track nonetheless. Dylan as an artist in 1966. Well. And Blonde on Blonde, it's really one of those sprawling double albums. It's really hard to compare to anything. Bob's voice is certainly better in the mid-60s, probably peaking at that time. But I think over the years he became a better singer. Lyrics come and go, but he really, when he's on, he's really a great singer, even though his voice has deteriorated a bit over the years. But comparing him to other artists, well, the best I can do, I think, is a combination of 4 other artists and albums that I'll hold up here for you. Maybe not so much for Blonde on Blonde specifically, maybe more in Dylan in general. Well, I'll start with Beatles' White Album, a sprawling double album from the 60s, okay, which of course references Dylan in it, and the Beatles and Dylan obviously influenced each other quite a bit, going back and forth. Bruce Springsteen, okay, when he first started out, he really, as a lyricist, was really imitating Dylan quite a bit, And this is Bruce's first album, Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. Songs like Blinded by the Light, Spirit in the Night, For You, really a very Dylan-esque writing style with his lyrics. And so I'll throw that out there. And I suppose a few other people have mentioned probably Neil Young as a Dylan comparable, okay? A long career, great singer-songwriter, can have similar styles at times. This is Neil's 1979 release, Rust Never Sleeps, and it's maybe a little bit more as an album comparable to Bringing It All Back Home. It has one acoustic side and one electric side, so there's a comparison for that. And then just kind of by the feel of Blonde on Blonde, I don't know, but for me, Tom Petty, who obviously Dylan played with in the Traveling Wilburys and toured with for several years, Tom Petty's 1994 Wildflowers, I do get kind of a Dylan-esque feel, certainly, from all of Tom Petty's work, but especially from this one. Great solo album. Check it out. Obviously, those other ones I held up too. Check those out if you haven't already. So put those all together. You don't quite get Blonde on Blonde, but very influenced by Dylan and maybe reminiscent of Dylan. What else can I say quickly? Well, I got a chance to finally see Bob play live last summer, and he did 3 songs from Blonde on Blonde. And of course, Bob's current style of singing isn't quite what it used to be with his voice, but the songs were instantly recognizable. He did Most Likely You Go Your Way, I'll Go Mine, Stuck Inside a Mobile, the Memphis Blues again, and he also did Just Like a Woman. And it was a great show. It's just a great experience to see Bob play. He obviously reinvents and reinterprets some of his songs musically, lyrically, in his concerts over the years on the Never-Ending Tour here. But at this stage of his life, he's almost 70. Later this month will be Bob's 70th birthday. And it was just great to see an iconic artist performing his songs from, 40, 50 years ago, along with some of his current songs. So just wanted to make a quick reply for Alex. Hopefully I can maybe put a few others up when I have time. Reply to some of these very interesting threads that I've seen out there in the vinyl community, even though I'm not, I probably play, this was another question Alex had, is how do you listen to this? CD in my car. Otherwise, I generally listen to my music off of my computer on iTunes. But I do occasionally, I did get a new turntable a couple of years ago, so I do spin some of the vinyl from time to time. But it's just more convenient listening to it either on CD or off of the computer. So that's it for now. Talk to you later.